Welcome back to the Health Science Preceptor and the series on creating your interactive notebooks. They have, in this part, we are going to talk about how to keep a master notebook. How do I keep this all going? Okay, the easiest way to do that, okay, is you keep a notebook right along with the students. So, for example, this year, I would post the objectives up on a slide, and I would have the students write them in the notebook. I just copied what I put, okay, in the on the slide, and I would glue in the pages as we went through the activities. If I didn't have the page, then I would make sure that I labeled the page. Okay, I'm not going to lie, sometimes I forgot. So, and this is a rough notebook because this is the COVID year. So, I didn't keep a master last year. I'll show you what I did for last year. So I have all the activities that we did. So a student, if they're absent, this stays up on my front desk and they can come up and look. You can keep your table of contents up to date. What I like to do is we use Canvas for our LMS. So I keep mine up to date on Canvas. About every 2 weeks, I'll update it, or when a student asks me to update it. Because you're going to find out the kids, when you hand them a handout, they're going to say, what page does this go on? Automatically, they're going to say, what page does this go on? And sometimes I'll tell them what page it's going to go on, and I tell them to write it at the top. So if they got a handout at the top of their handout, I'll say, write a 35. It's going to go on page 35. So they know where it goes. All right, so what did I do last year? Last year, I kept a master, back out. I kept a master binder. I took page protectors and I wrote on them with Sharpie. I wrote the page number. Okay, if you do this, this comes off easily with hand sanitizer. So if I had to change them, because I don't have endless amounts of page protectors and I'm not going out to buy them, so I just reuse them. It's easy. And I reuse the handouts because a lot of times, let's face it, you give them the same assignment or activity that you liked. It's the same handout. So I would pull it out of one notebook and put it into my current years. And the kids can look, again, if they're absent, and see what page their activity goes on. As I mentioned in other videos in this series, that when I design my activities, I put the notes on the left. I have students take notes. It's in an outline form. I'll give you a blank one. Looks like this in an outline form. And then I have them do an activity, and that goes on the right-hand page. So it's always notes on the left, activity on the right for me. You can find these updated versions on my Teachers Pay Teachers store. You'll find several units on there and some handouts. As I mentioned, there are, this is CPR and first aid. Okay, so this is a blank page. So it says task cards, safety, and infection control. So I have task cards that the student uses review questions. And I don't print the pages for the students to write on. They have a sheet of paper to write on. They can number it, and they can put the answers right on the page, and they know exactly where it goes. They've got lines. It looks great. So this is keeping a master notebook throughout the year. As I mentioned, I try and use every notebook, every page. We only got up to 110 this past year. We used Diversified Health Occupations, and we actually did a large unit on the careers. There's a video series on the online textbook, and we used that in class. So they had a separate packet for that one. That's why we didn't use as many pages. Okay, so you've got a couple choices, and if I were you, if this is your first year doing one, I would do both. Keep a master notebook. A nice thing to put in here are the answer keys. So the kids can look at them again if they're absent. They can get the information. And keep a notebook right along with the kids. Okay, that's going to help you. You can do it in between class. I like to hold it up and show it to them and so they know what it's supposed to look like. All right, I hope you've enjoyed this series. Come back and check out my channel. I'll have more information about interactive notebooks and show you some specific activities during the school year.